Good morning. Welcome to Unity in Marin's meditation time. So this is a silent meditation. It's an invitation to go within and connect to your divine. The divine that is infinite in possibilities and always there, always allowing, always wanting the best for us. So in this moment, take a breath and allow yourself to be here now and just be still and know. Listen within for that word for this year. For this is the White Stone ceremony today. For that word, for that name, listen within for the next 20 minutes in silence for that small, sweet voice that's calling to you to manifest your dreams. we come back into the room. Thank you for joining the Sangha today. Your presence always makes a difference. I hope you received inspiration from your meditation. Service will start in 10 minutes.
The fabulous Jeremy Lieber, everybody. Good morning, everyone. We've been having it's like there's a little gremlin in my lavalier this morning. So, good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Oh, how are we doing? This was a really intense week, wasn't it? So this is why we come here on Sundays. It's why we wake up early. It's why we actually come together, because I don't know about you, but I could use some resourcing today, right? Some remembering sort of who I am, who I know the world to be. It's why we come together, to be able to remind ourselves and each other that we are here to actually be the living embodiment of love. And while there were things that are happening in our world that certainly did not look like that this week, there was also a tremendous outpouring that did look like that this week. So, for those who don't know who I am, hi. I'm Reverend Deanna Morency. I'm the senior minister here at Unity in Marin. And this is the beginning of the new year. It has some of the most powerful unity rituals that we do. And so if you missed last week with the burning bowl, I do invite you to touch base with Carla, and she can give you some flash paper and watch the ritual, and you can do it in real time, in your own time, and allow yourself the opportunity to really get rid of, write off, burn up what no longer serves. And because we made space last week, what we're going to be doing this week is stepping into what I call our naming and claiming. It's our white stone and divine letters. And it's truly an opportunity to really set ourselves up for something powerful. So if you're new to Unity, we are a community that's anchored in love. We're anchored in an understanding of how we come together, and that it's in that coming together that we can activate something in the world. And here at Unity in Marin, we're very committed to not just thinking good thoughts, but we're really committing ourselves to the practice of living into those good thoughts in a very active, tangible, transformative way. And so welcome, welcome, welcome. We have an opening song that we do, so I'm going to invite up our fabulous Jeannie Skybrook and Momo and Carolyn to guide us in the song. And I invite you to just use this as an opportunity to unhook yourselves from whatever the energy of the week has been, whatever your morning might have been, and to really allow yourself the gift of present moment awareness and really being present to right here, right now, in this room, knowing that there truly is enough of everything for each of us, for this whole community, and for the world.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, Spirit is in this very room. And in this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, There's quite enough joy for all of us, and there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, Spirit is in this very room. And in this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, Spirit is in this very room.
Into this space that we're creating together in our agreement. If you're watching on the live stream, just know that you are right here with us in consciousness. When we talk about this very room, yes, we are referring to this space, this beautiful sanctuary, but we're also talking about the unlimited room of consciousness. So I'm going to invite the prayer chaplains to rise. I'm going to invite them to encircle us. I'm going to invite Trish to come forward with the prayer box. And I'm going to invite anyone who identifies themselves as someone who's anchoring consciousness for the world to feel free to join as we hold and anchor not just this community, but the whole world. Breathing into this space, this place, this opening, this softening of the heart, of the mind, just an allowing of an undoing of the busyness, of the tension, of the holding, of the just allowing all of that to soften as we make a space for that which we truly are to reveal itself, recognizing the love and the light and the joy and the connection that is right here, right now, palpably present. That beauty and that grace that is our birthright right here, right now. So I invite us to create a container of love, a container of possibility that is rooted in our spiritual principles of abundance, of vitality, and of oneness. And as we create this space, I invite you to speak into it the names of those that we are carrying in our hearts, the names of all that we wish to know love, know grace, know peace right now. So feel free to speak those names, those situations, anything that you're carrying into the space right now. We see the good family. We see all who are living in fear right now. We just bring into our hearts any who are feeling that sense of loss, of grief, of not knowing. Whether it's spoken or unspoken, just know that it is held in this sacred container that is love itself, that is the living presence of God, of joy, of beauty, and it lives through each one of us. Perfectly, individually, uniquely, our capacity to show up in time and space as the hands, the feet, the very voice. We are the comfort. We are the love. We are the space where transformation happens. And so I invite you to know with me the peace that passes all understanding. I invite you to anchor with me a love that has no opposites. I invite you to breathe with me into whatever sense of fear and loss and grief and not enoughness and unworthiness and, oh, that list is endless, isn't it? To just breathe into that space of that hole, that emptiness, and see with me the love that is always present, the abundance that is always there, the potential and the possibility that is a thought away, a choice away. And join with me in seeing this world anchored in choices that are grounded in wisdom and love and connection and open-heartedness. Just see this world bathed in leadership that is anchored in empathy and compassion. See with me this world truly working for everyone. How grateful I am for this magnificent community, for this opportunity to anchor truth, to know what is real, even when so much in the world is trying to overwhelm us. And gratitude for the connection within and without, I do give thanks. And I invite you to know that this prayer is active. This prayer is fulfilled by saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you, everyone. You may be seated. I'll invite everyone who's out there to come on in here with us. And I'll invite Carolyn Gauthier up to the platform.
Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. Okay. I actually am happy that it is 2026. Goodbye, 25. Yeah. And I've never been one for making resolutions. I'm not a big goal setter or anything like that. But I do find that it's an opportunity for us to begin anew and to recommit ourselves to our spiritual practice, which is very helpful when I see all these beautiful faces that are on the same road, and that we are a truly caring group of people. And you support my spiritual growth, and I support yours. So whatever that means to you, showing up here, doing your daily meditation, reading, whatever that is, it's an important time to do it, because we're not only doing it for ourselves, right, but for the whole world. And speaking of ourselves, I think I see some new faces here. So each one of us is part of the welcome team, and you can feel honored to meet someone that you maybe have seen, but you don't quite remember their name. And afterwards, when we go into the courtyard, we'll have a wonderful hospitality. And it is a potluck, so if you are an inspired baker or salad maker, please sign up for it so we kind of know what's coming and how we can supplement that for the next week. And there's a welcome table, and please come out to the courtyard afterwards. If you're a social media person, which how can you avoid it, kind of, please follow us on your favorite site And especially go to YouTube and watch the service afterwards. Say, I really like that song, or I really like that whatever. Watch that part again and join us. Subscribe, because we need lots of subscribers for YouTube. Thank you for doing that. And you can connect with this community through Reverend Deanne. And the text number is 415-991-7111. Just text the word welcome and you'll get a weekly text from her about what's going on here. Also, if you have a prayer request or anything that you would just personally like to have Deanne and the community know about, you can put it on the welcome card, which is in your bulletin. Just you tear it off, write it down, and when the offering basket comes around, you can throw it in there. Well, it doesn't slow down around here. After Christmas is very busy, but you can see January has a lot of things going on as well. There's a workshop today at noon, a vision board, and our wonderful director of Youth and Family Ministry, Melissa, will be leading that. Next week, MLK service with Cindy Ecker, Social Justice Choir, and lots more things going on. Check the website for the latest and the greatest. Would you please say with me our mission and vision statement? Vision. Our world spiritually awakened and transformed through realizing our divine potential. Our mission. Unity in Marin is a loving community dedicated to spiritual growth, inclusivity, and service. We honor and care for ourselves, each other, and the natural world. And our core values: connectivity, living in an awareness of unity with all; inclusivity, cultivating a safe space to celebrate diversity and value the uniqueness of every person; authenticity, being true to ourselves, our values, and spirit. We have a beautiful flower arrangements today done by Elizabeth Dunlavey. Thank you, Elizabeth. And they're dedicated from the staff at Unity in Marin to Momo Cortez, myself, and Jeannie Skybrook. Thank you for all you do for Unity in Marin, and we say you're welcome. There you go. Otherwise known as the Soul Sisters. And if you would like to sponsor the flowers or hospitality, you can see Charcel out in the courtyard. This week, the artist of the week is Alan Kruger. He's in the back, and he'll be standing by the table outside. Some beautiful work with stone and wood. So very talented. Thank you, Alan. And anyone else who'd like to show off their talents, please ask Charcel about that. And I'm going to have Reverend Deanne come up and talk about our sacred service.
Hi, everybody. So we wouldn't be here without all the people who show up in service, like Momo and Jeannie and Carolyn and so many others. The board made time yesterday and was in retreat, working on the budget, like carving out, like showing up, yes? So that we can be here, so that we can be an actual, like, living presence for the world. And you'll notice how beautiful our campus looks. So first off, I want to give thanks to the facilities team and especially Ms. Kevin Seaver over here. Because these are all the people that the facilities team and Kevin Seaver interact with throughout the year. These are the people that take care of our campus, right? Chet Walls Construction, Creative Ironworks. They're the folks that did the fence for us. Beautiful, beautiful work. It's a small local business. If you know anybody who needs a fence, Ed Wise Electric, Alicio Garcia, they do so much for us here. They take care of our meditation garden as well. Empire Today Carpets, look at our beautiful new carpeting. Forrester Pumps, Gene Birch HVAC, they did all of that redoing of our HVAC system. Hector Herrera does general construction for us. Integrated Pest Management, is that a good one that we have coming in? Juan Carlos does painting for us. Lost Coast Etching, all of the heritage pavers, those were with Jennifer. Next, there's a whole nother page. Look at all these people. Oh, my wife is trying to add a slide. I asked her to add a slide, and when she does that, it's hard to move things forward. There we go. I can't read the first one. Marin Maple Landscaping. Elio is like, can we just all give Elio some applause, please? He is incredible what he does for us. Mayan Climber Tree Service, they did a whole bunch of palms for us for free, right? They're amazing. North Coast Carpet Care, Octavio Medina, Peter Formaggio, Ray Cook Pest Management. See, we need 2 pest managements. Sunshine Window Cleaning, Susie Shell, she does all of our graphic design. Tamalpais Rodents, we need 3. Transbay Locks and Wedge Roofing, we think we finally have resolved the leak. So can we give just thanks to all of these vendors? And truly, if you do have work that you need to do, and you know who's not on here? Kurt Weir does all kinds of work for us on the playground for HMS. And I'm sure we're missing other people, obviously. So if you do have work you need to do, please use the people who show up and serve here and mention that, that you're part of this beautiful, beautiful community. So, service is important. Cindy Acker, this is the slide my wife added. Cindy Acker has put out a call that they would like some easy to care for. What kind of indoor plants? Indoor plants for the school. So if anybody here, I am not the person with the green thumb, you all know that, right? But if anyone here has a house plant at home that's easy to care for, what is it? Please see Carla or Cindy so that we can have some living things. She's so good. Can we give my wife some love, please? She looked at me this morning and she said, "Could I just do the Whitestone and letter writing from home?" And I said, "Sure, you want to leave me, abandon me?" No, I didn't. But she decided she was going to come anyway. So if you would like to serve, the other area we need support is with the ushers. We always need ushers. So if that's something that interests you, please talk to the ushers. They can hook you up. That's an amazing little group, by the way. They go out to lunch. They do all kinds of fun things. So I don't know what's next. I'm still getting over my cold, so my brain is like working like it's sludge. Oh, here we go. Jeremy is going to play a song for us. No, he's not. I was like, that's not right. There we go. That's correct. I looked at that PowerPoint so many times, and I still miss that. Oh, Whitestone Divine Letters. All right, so does everybody have... where did it... thank you. Does everybody have... You should have a pen, an envelope, a piece of paper, and a white stone. If you don't have all of these things, please just raise your hand, and the ushers will come around and make sure that you can get one. Did you get one, Chris? Yeah, okay. Anybody in the booth got one? Jeremy, did you want one? Okay. So there's some people down here in the front. So I like to call this the naming and claiming, because the first part of the service that we're going to do, Carolyn, can you give me the clicker, please? Is just the clicker. Just the clicker. Thank you. The first part that we're going to do is think about what is one word, one idea, one divine idea that is going to be sort of your anchor for the year. Now, it could be, if you were here last week and we pulled the 12 power cards, it could be the power that you picked, right? But perhaps it's something else that will augment or supplement or work together with the power that you picked last week. And a way to think about it, which I think is just so important right now, is who are you called to become in a world that needs your light? This isn't about what you already are. You already are what you are, yes? You're already bringing that to the world. This is about how are you being invited to grow and stretch yourself over the coming year. And this is about a spiritual understanding of yourself. This is about how you are called from the deepest understanding of yourself to be in service to the world. And I gotta say that with everything that's going on in the world right now, our political system is broken. It is broken. I don't care what side of the political system you're on, I think we all can agree that it is not functioning. That is not where we are going to find answers, solutions. That is not where change and transformation in the world is actually going to happen from. So where is it going to happen from? I believe that it's going to happen from right here. I believe that spiritual communities who are committed to integrity and authenticity and principles of truth and love and light and compassion, that we are the ones who are being invited to transform this world. That we have a mission that for me has never been clearer. That we are being invited in some way to show up perhaps in a way that we have never imagined ourselves showing up. That whatever business as usual has been, can you see how business as usual is no longer operational? It's not. And it's not just not operational because there's somebody over there who's in pain. It's because what is happening right now is impacting every single person in this country. Wherever you fall on that spectrum, this isn't about politics. Can you hear what I'm saying? This is about values. This is about living into what our values are. I don't care what you vote for. What I care about is what do you stand for, right? What do you stand for day to day, moment to moment? And so as we step into this white stone, I really want us to not just, it's fine if it's just about your own personal life. There's no guilt here. There's no shoulds. But what if we as an entire community were thinking not just about what my word was for me, but what does the world need right now that I am being invited to become? Because if we were already it, the world wouldn't look the way it looks. So we're all being invited to become something else. And I get that it's hard to think like, oh boy, I gotta unhook myself from all of my security, from all the systems I have in place, from all the ways that I feel safe and secure, and I've got my habits and my patterns, and I know when I do this, and then I do that. That's business as usual. And business as usual is not enough. It is not enough. So that is my call to you today. What if we as a community step into that larger call of service? And what would that look like? Right? What would that look like if we were to catch the God idea of our life as a transformational place on this planet? You can already see what that social justice choir, that was a God idea I caught, right? That wasn't my human idea. That was me sitting in meditation and just catching something that was in service to this community, but also in service to the world. It's not one or the other. It can be both. So as we step into this meditative process, I just want you to invite you to make it bigger. To make it bigger than perhaps you might be thinking that it could be. Does that make sense to everyone? So what we're going to do first is we're going to meditate and catch the white stone word. A word, a phrase. Maybe you catch 2 words. Try to keep it to 1 or 2, but sometimes it's hard, I get it. But the idea is, what is going to be your touchstone? Do you remember in A Wonderful Life when he finds Zuzu's petals? They're a touchstone in that story. It's a way back. It's a way to remember what is actually important. And that's what the white stone is. It's a touchstone for you for the coming year. Right? So we're going to listen for what that word might be. And then we're going to step into the writing in the divine letters as to how that word is going to show up in the world. So what I'd like everyone to do right now is on the envelope that you have, you're going to write your address. You're going to write your name and address. You know, being specific is a good thing. You're going to write your name and address because we're going to mail these back to you in November. Okay? So write your name and your address. If you know where you're going to be in December, you can use that address, right? We usually mail them right around Thanksgiving. Okay? So do that right now so we're not thinking about that later. Okay? Just put your name. So once we get to the part where you're writing your letter, you're going to be able to just put that in the envelope and seal it, and then we'll collect them all from everyone. So what exactly are we doing when we're writing the divine letter? Because I want to make this just a smooth thing, right, where we're just going to move through it. You do not take your word from the world. You take your word to the world. Does that make sense? So we're not getting something and we're writing it down. I'm getting all these wonderful things from the world. What we're writing is how we are bringing whatever that word is to the world. Yes? How are we going to live it? What is that going to look like? What is it that we're being called to accomplish? What is it that we're being invited to be in the world? So we call it naming and claiming. It's very big in Unity for those who are newer, is that we understand ourselves as the creative force of the divine. We are it. So when I claim something like understanding, which is my power, and ironically my wife's power for the year, right? It means that I'm being invited to not just be spiritually understanding of myself, I'm being invited to live into how do I activate spiritual understanding in the world? What does that look like? And as I'm saying that, I'm like, oh crap, I'm going to have to write another book. Right? But that's what I mean. Like, how is it going to show up in the world? And if you say something like, oh boy, that's a good thing. That means it's a God idea. That means it's not your human ego. It means it's a God idea saying you need to do this, even if you don't want to. This is yours to do, right? Everybody feel that? So that's what we're writing in our divine letters. And that, whatever your word is, can absolutely impact your personal relationships, can impact your job, can impact all of your personal life. But there's that other piece. How are you going to change the world? Because I got to tell you, I don't want to leave the world we're in right now to my godchild. She's 10, and I don't want to leave this for her, because this is a mess, right? So how are we going to create something else? All right, so I'm going to back up, and we're going to step into the white stone. So everyone clear? First, we're listening for our white stone word. Once we get that word, then we're going to move into writing our letters. Now, the way I write my letter is I actually write it to myself. I say, Dear Deanne, right? It's my divine self writing to me, saying, you were amazing this year. Look at what you accomplished, right? You lived into your word, whatever that word was, and then I sort of spell it out. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah. All right, Jeremy, can you give us a little something here? So I'm going to invite everyone to take a breath. We got all the practical stuff out of the way. And to just close your eyes if you wish. And we get to quiet our heart again. And quiet the mind, because the Whitestone word is not a word that's coming out of our intellect. It's arising from the deepest wisdom that we are. And so we just quiet. And we open our heart, open our mind, touching that stillness at the very center of our being. Touching and grounding ourselves in our true nature, our divine identity. That is love, that is grace, that is joy, that is beauty, that is understanding, that is power, that is mastery, that is the truth of who and what you are. Oh, and as we quiet and listen, we just allow ourselves the opportunity to ask, what am I being invited to become? What is it that is mine to do? What light of mine is being invited to shine more brightly in the world? How am I being invited to grow? And what am I being invited to anchor for myself, for my community, and for the world? What is that divine idea that is mine for 2026? And just allowing yourself to listen to the murmurings of your heart. Listen to that deep call of what you're naming for this year. What will root you? What will resource you? What is it that is your white stone, your anchor in this year? And so let's just rest in the silence together as we continue to listen. Who or what quality of God am I being invited to inhabit, to live as this year? Let's listen. as we continue to listen, perhaps there's a word or a phrase, something that has resonated through. You're invited to write that on your stone. And if nothing's coming through at the moment, that's okay. Just sit with the energy of what it is. Sit with the vibration of what it is. Sit with the feeling tone of what it is. And if you hear two things, that's okay. And in your own time, after you've sort of sat with the word, I'm going to invite you to sit with how is that going to show up in your life? How are you going to express this quality, this idea? What does it mean that you're capable of? What does it mean that you can accomplish? What does it mean that you get to do and be in the world? And as you think about what that could be, just start writing to yourself. What is this year going to be for you as you live into your white stone word? How will you bring this to the world, to your relationships? I always write mine in the past tense, like the year's over. whenever you're ready, you can just place that in the envelope. And seal your envelope. You can sign it. I sign it. You can do whatever you want. It's your letter. It's your letter. And then I invite you to just hold it. Like, think and sit with it and feel the energy of what is possible in every fiber of your being. Just feel the light that you are. Feel the support that you have. Welcome the unknown, the uncomfortable, the leading edge, perhaps. Welcome the healing that you are inviting within yourself and to the world. For as we claim more and never less of our true nature, of our Godness, this is truly how we create a world that works for everyone. So I invite you to see yourself doing all the things that perhaps you wrote. Feel into the energy of that alive in every cell, every atom, every form and function of your being. And see that energy just radiating outward, feeling it connect up with everyone who's in this room, everyone who is online, everyone who is anchoring love and truth and beauty and harmony, whatever your word is or phrase is for this coming year. Just feel the agreement. The agreement of goodness. The agreement of right use of our powers and our abilities. The agreement of compassion for ourselves, for each other, and for the world. How good it is to know that we are this powerful, that when we say yes, a way is made out of seeming no way. And the way is a way of love, a way of peace, a way of harmony. How grateful I am for this opportunity to be still and know. Oh, I invite you to know this with me by saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. And if you still need to write, it's okay. You can bring it next week and drop it off. Like, it's okay, right? You want to write yourself another letter over the course of the week? Drop it off. It's all good. If you're watching at home and you were part of the virtual kit, you got an envelope that is addressed to Unity in Marin as well. So you're going to take this envelope with your name and address on it. You're going to stick it in the envelope that's addressed to us, and you're going to mail it back to us. Now, what I'd like everyone to know is that the prayer chaplains hold these in prayer all year long. Okay? So they're held in prayer. They're anchored for the entire year. And when you get your letter back, how many people in here got their letters back? Okay. How many people in here had something in their letter where they were like, oh, I didn't do that? That didn't happen. Anybody have that? Okay. So I don't want you to be beating yourself up about it. What it means is it's the next level of discernment. Was that actually mine to do? First and foremost. Secondly, like, okay, so is it something it is mine to do? Well, maybe it means I get to step into it this year, right? We don't beat ourselves up about these. These are here to guide us, to support us. Do we feel the energy of it? It's not something that at the end you're going to get graded on. No one else is going to read this letter unless you want them to, okay? So we don't hold this as something that we like crucify ourselves with. We hold it as an ideal that we are inviting ourselves to live into every single day. And are we going to fail sometimes? I should hear a resounding yes. Because if we had it mastered, it wouldn't be part of this process. So we're going to fail, we're going to fall down, and is it all good? It's how we grow, right? It's how we grow. So what is going to happen is when we do the offering, you're going to put your letters in the offering basket. Please put the really good pens in the offering basket too, so that we have them again when we need them again. And what we're going to do right now is a little practice with our white stones, right? So what I'm going to invite everyone to do is introduce yourselves to the people in the room, and this is going to get a little crazy. So if you're an introvert, feel free to just sit with your eyes closed, and you do not have to participate. Is everyone okay with that? If you see somebody with their eyes closed, you're just going to leave them alone, okay? No, really. We have introverts, and this isn't for everybody. So 2026 is our year of empowerment, right? Last year was our year to thrive. 2026 is our year of empowerment. And the way we empower ourselves is not by like being tough and hard. The way we empower ourselves is through anchoring ourselves in our spiritual principles, by understanding who we truly are and cultivating a mastery of ourselves, both within, that we then means that we can show up in the world in a different way. So what I'd like everyone to do for this little practice, so that you can start to own your word a little, is that you're going to introduce yourself to people in the room, especially people you don't know, and you're going to say, "Hi, I am Bridge Builder, Peacemaker, and I am empowered for 2026. And then that person is going to tell you what they are. Yes? Sound like fun? Yeah? Just notice the resistance to claiming it, right? Notice the resistance to claiming it out loud, right? And when you both say it, then you're both going to look at each other and go, "Yes, we are." Okay? You're going to support each other. All right, go. I know y'all are going to love doing this, so go for it. So this doesn't have to end. Come on back. 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 I need like a giant bell or something. What do they do in kindergarten? Okay. That was great, actually. So let's sit down. Okay, so what I want everyone to just notice how perhaps at the first part of that, there was a little bit of awkwardness and a little bit of resistance and a little bit of, ooh. Because there's a vulnerability in sharing who we are becoming. It's a vulnerable place to stand there and claim something for yourself like that, yes? But could you also feel how the energy started to rise in the room? The more people you told, the more affirming it became, the easier it becomes. And if it still wasn't easy, it's okay. It's a leading edge. That's an amazing thing, to have caught the thing that you're like, whoa. That's an amazing thing. So just breathing into it, looking around this room and just knowing that we're all going to anchor that for each other, yes? Just look around. How many people are supporting, right? So you're not alone. Whatever it is you are becoming, you're not alone in your becoming. Was that fun? It is, right? It's like, ooh, I stepped out. I did something that was, ooh, that was fun. All right. What's next? Carolyn's next. All right. So what I would love for you to do is in hospitality in the courtyard, like continue that. Continue introducing yourself that way. Continue asking each other, who are you this year? Right? Who are you this year? What have you named? What was the name that you caught this year? Huh? You don't have to ask each other, and what are you going to do about it? It's enough to just know that someone's anchoring the idea that you are saying yes to. All right? All right, everyone take a moment. Just put your hands over your heart. And just breathe into the I am, whatever your word is, right? Yes, I am bridge builder. Yes, I am. Say it to yourself quietly. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And just know with me right now that everything we each need, individually and collectively, we have to support our growing into what we are calling ourselves to with ease, with grace, and with the utmost compassion. And so it is. Amen. Ashe.
And in the spirit of continuing to communicate with each other and discuss things, can you hear me? A little bit? Okay. In the spirit of discussing amongst each other, today we are not going to have the discussion circle because instead we have our vision board workshop. Okay, and that's, excuse me, right here in the sanctuary at noon, 12 o'clock. So that gives you time to have some food and get ready for the vision board workshop. Okay, next Sunday, as I mentioned, Dr. Cindy Acker will be here with the choir and talking about Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And the Social Justice Choir, which meets every Sunday after the service, is going to meet. It's always when the choir sings. So next week, the choir is singing, and afterwards will be the Social Justice Choir. And spoiler alert, there might be some social justice people singing during the service also. Okay. And
to be clear, there's lots of calls for rallies and things that are happening. So if you are interested in joining the Social Justice Choir, so for those who don't know what they do, you do not have to be able to sing. Do you have to be able to sing to be part of the Social Justice Choir? No. It's call and response. It's just an opportunity for us to anchor what we do believe in rather than what we're against. Does that make sense to everyone? So we're singing about what we believe in, what our values are, what we want to see in the world. And so the Social Justice Choir goes to the rallies and is there to just support and to sing and to have a good time and to anchor the peace and the possibility, not the anger and the, right? Because we're staying anchored in our values as a spiritual community. So if you'd like to stay up to date on because when the call comes, the call comes. There's not a whole lot of notice. Please register for the social justice online. That puts you into the planning center email thing, and then that way Cindy or Carolyn only has to send out one email to everyone who's registered to let people know date, time, place, that sort of thing. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? The Saturday on January 17th might very well be in San Francisco. We've been looking for ones that are local, and they were all yesterday. So, but that doesn't mean that something's not going to appear that's more local by Saturday. So if you want to know what's going on, and we will send out the regular email too, so if you want to, we'll do that too, but the best way to get all the information is to register for the choir itself. Okay? Okay.
Okay. Hi, folks. I am love, and I am empowered in 2026. I'm also Monica Walsh, and I have the privilege of serving on your Board of Trustees. Over the past several weeks, we have been hearing from members of our Board of Trustees about our 2026 Faith in Action campaign. Our intent in this communication is to relay information about our financial structure and to encourage you to make a financial pledge to Unity and Marin. Like a franchisee of a large company, each Unity community is owner-operated, independently owned and operated, independently in that we are responsible for our financial future. Therefore, we aim for 100% participation from each of our owner-operators here. The Board of Trustees, as Deanne said, met yesterday to review a preliminary view of our 2026 budget, and I'm pleased to report that we are blessed to be in a strong position because of your ongoing support of time, talent, and treasure. This community is a place of refuge, strength, and light in this rapidly changing world in which we live. Is it just me, or does it seem like the change is accelerating? I mean, this year alone already, what have we been through? And we're only, we're already a third of the way through January. As I think about the rate of change, it kind of takes my breath away. And so I invite you to join me in taking a deep collective breath and just pause for a moment. And in that pause, please reflect with me on Unity's fifth principle. Through thoughts, words, and actions, we live the truth we know. And what is the truth you know? I know the truth that I am and you are each an individualized expression of that one power, that one presence that we in unity call God. And I am grateful for this community, that it is here to support me in knowing this truth. And I am grateful that this community is here to support each of you in knowing this truth. And I am grateful that this community is here as a beacon of light for those who are looking for such a support environment. That is why I make and pay my pledge to Unity in Marin. The pledging process helps the Board of Trustees plan, and the paying process helps us keep the lights on. 2 processes, 1 goal: to be here for those who want to be in spiritual community in a beautiful sanctuary with beautiful people. I invite you to make your pledge today. Thank you very much.
So just to be clear, you don't have to be a member to participate in Faith in Action. Anybody can participate in Faith in Action. But to give us a sense of participation, we have 167 official members. We have a lot more people than that call Unity in Marin home, but we have 167 official members. And right now we have 122 contributors. So we got a gap there, right? This is about participation. Can you do $5 a week? What can you do so that we're all participating to support Unity in Marin? Does that make sense to everyone? So we're going to keep the little thermometer thing going. I also just got handled, and who knew? That's within our own community. Okay, so We the People Novato rallies every Saturday from 10:30 to 11:30 at Novato City Hall. So we don't have to go to San Francisco. So we will be sending something out, but you can save the date. You can just show up too, right, and look for our social justice choir. So what time? 10:30 on Saturday. Where?
Time in our service when we take the offering. So as you think about your gifts and hold your gifts, there are many ways you can give through the Church Center app. If you're live streaming, there's a code up there right now, or you can use the envelope in your bulletin. And this is the time also to put your envelope in the basket and your pen, yes, don't be walking off with those pens. And the connection card as well. So those baskets are going to be full, mostly money, but also pens and papers and envelopes and all that good stuff. So please say with me our offering affirmation. I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully. Yes, you are. And now Momo Cortez is going to come up and sing one of Reverend Deanne's favorite songs. What is up?
I am Momo Cortez, and I am divine light. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest are still unspoken. I break tradition. Sometimes my tries are outside the lines. I've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty windows, let the sun allay the words you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can do it for you. No one else can let it in. Live your life with life unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. You are unwritten. You are unspoken. You are unwritten. You are unwritten. Thank you, and thank you, Jeremy.
So can everyone take a breath with me? Because we're not online and we're not in the room at the moment. So everyone just close your eyes for a second. We're gonna hold this in prayer as the sound team is, there's a gremlin in there somewhere. And we're gonna eradicate the gremlin. We're just gonna breathe into the team having the time to figure out what it is. We love gremlins, but we don't want them here right now. And so we're